Morning, everybody. I'm going to tell you guys why we believe we should win the science fair. Now, I believe we should win the science fair because we've created something that can collect dust and basically with further development will be able to clean your homes, because the dust is everywhere. It's unavoidable. The sun creates dust every day. It's always around, and having something to easily have that dust stick to constantly, and maybe possibly even installing it in certain places where it could always collect dust where it's most populated. And we also explain everything really well, and these are the reasons I think we should win.
Hello, my name is Gerard, and we are in 12th grade, and I am here to present about static electricity with my group Julen, Sanchez, Francesco, and Luca Raffaelli. Our experiment, collecting dust with static electricity. Static electricity, the interaction between static electricity and plastics. Science static electricity is the collection of electrically charged particles on the surface of a material. Various materials have a tendency of either giving up electrons and becoming positive. In charge are attracting electrons and becoming negative in charge. When a plastic part leaves the mold, it holds a very high static charge level. Iron, dust, and particles attract immediately to the plastic parts, contaminating them. Operators receive static shocks when handling this part. Also, once the static charge is trapped between the surface of the plastic and is not removable. And now I will pass to the word to my classmate Julen Sanchez.
Hello, I am Julen. Let's continue talking about static electricity. It has several uses, also called applications in the real world. Development of a dust removal system using static electricity has been conducted. It is envisioned that the system can collect, transport dust under vacuum. In the system, the dust charged by the electric polarization and floated by an electrostatic attraction force that is generated by a DC electric field. Another main use is in printers and photocopiers, where static electricity charge attract the ink or toner to the paper. Other uses include paint sprays and filters. Electricity is a set of physical phenomena associated with the presence and motion of matter that has property of electric charge. Our hypothesis is, what does static electricity do to help us? Our prediction is, the more static electricity I can produce, the faster I can collect dust. I will now pass the word to my classmate Luca.
Hello, I am Luca Raffaelli, and I'm going to tell you the 5 questions we gathered for our experiment. The first question is, what's the best option to easily produce static? The next one is, how much dust is being collected? Question number three, is, how do you collect dust with static electricity? Are there any benefits of removing dust? And the last question is, what other uses does static electricity have? We were able to answer all 5 questions in our summary, and I will now pass the word to my classmate Francesco.
Good morning, I'm Francesco Gansi. I'm going to be talking to you about our data analysis and data collections. Now, as you can see in the chart beside me, our graph is going to display how efficiently the dust and dirt was collected while producing static electricity, rubbing the following objects on our plexiglass. Now our first object was hair. Now this is the least efficient out of the three. As you can see on the graph, it shows it's collecting very little on the first test. Now the first test is with minimal rubbing, as you can see in the chart. With minimal rubbing, hair did not do well at all. Our second object, the tennis ball, did a lot better, with doubling pretty much the collection of the hair. And fur, which is, at the end of the day, fur was our best option for producing static electricity, which tripled hair. And as we move on to decent rubbing, hair got better, got very, very much closer to the tennis ball, and fur is basically just taking off at this point. And when we go over to extreme rubbing, the hair and tennis ball are pretty much the same at that point, and fur is just doing a much better job. Fur, I think, was our best product to use, or best material to use by far. In our data analysis, numbers on the side of the graph from 0 to 6 indicate more or less how much the total dust or dirt was collected. In our first test, the fur was the most effective object. The more we rubbed any object onto the glass, the better it worked. And not all the dirt was picked up in any of the cases, but the fur did the best job. And a picture and videos were provided as the fur test, which will be shown. And our total materials that were used, 1 square plexiglass, 1 tennis ball, 1 fur ball, hair, and 3 pinches of dirt and dust that was put onto the floor. And now for our summary. To answer the questions that Luca Raffaelli asked us earlier. Question 1, out of our testings, fur was the best option we found to produce static electricity onto the plexiglass. Question number 2, depending on how much we put, the top layer was almost always fully collected, and the more friction we produced onto the plastic, the more we collected. Question number 3, you need a material for the static to grab onto, in our case plastic, and another material to produce the static, which is fur. You rub the fur into the plastic for a while and place the plastic over top of the dust, and the dust will fly up and stick to the plastic. And question 4, yes, dust can be annoying to have around the house and can cause allergies. Having an easy way to collect it is very handy. For our final question, question number 5, photocopiers, laser printers, spray painting, the metal surfaces, all what Julen mentioned before. And that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for listening to us in our presentation. We are 12th grade, and see you later.